Hello, everybody. Welcome to a random impromptu evening stream coming at you from Nerdvengers Tower. It's me, Josh, and I wanted to talk full-on spoilers about all these crazy rumors and leaks and reports that are out there about Venom, that are out there about No Way Home, and that are out there for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, here's the deal. Things have gotten a little bit weird when it comes to leaks in the past couple of months. I think that people are starting to feel a little differently about leaks. Some people really don't want leaks at all. Some of us are still really here for it, and we're all aboard the leak train, right? And so even talking about these leaks, particularly the Venom thing, and we are going to get into the Venom post-credit scene, right? To some people out there, they're like not into it, super upset about it, and this is, I think, been a change out there among people. I think people used to not care as much, and then it slowly, as some people realize, holy crap, this stuff's more than rumor. This stuff might actually be correct and actually take away from the shock that I would have in the theater or whatever. Some people don't want that, okay? So lately, we have been talking about this stuff in videos, but we've not been really talking about it live. Okay, so that's the deal. Like, we've been talking about it in little videos, and then I'm like, okay, but, we'll keep it out of the streams or whatnot. But there's a ton of people out there that want to talk about this kind of stuff in a live setting as well. And it's like some of the joy that we get from doing these streams and just hanging out together and talking about this stuff, we don't get to share it with the spoilery stuff. So that's what I kind of wanted to do with this one. So, look, I don't know how much I can say spoiler warning, man. Like, spoiler warning to the max, because I want to go over this kind of stuff. And so we're just going to get into it. Feel free to smizash a like button on it. And again, please, I really hope that we sort of keep this maybe to this stream and try to keep the secrets for the people that don't want them. A couple of weeks ago, and this was way before, it was like 2 weeks before Shang-Chi came out, I did a video talking about the leaks of the post-credit scene, and we were still able to kind of keep that on that video and in chats and not spoil it for everybody. There was a ton of people that still got to go see that and be surprised by that post-credit scene and stuff like that. So, look, man, we're doing the best we can. We're trying to figure this out. This is sort of a new way to separate spoilers from not spoilers. And so, man, look, we're just going to get into it. I want to talk about first Venom and the post-credit scene, okay? And so, look, we're going. Okay, we're gonna dive in. We're gonna dive on in. And yes, according to the internet out there, in the post-credit scene for Venom 2, there is a literal tie to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Okay, and so in this post-credit scene, and there have been a couple of different people sort of chiming in about this, and basically what happened was they had a bunch of fan screenings around the country, and they're gonna have even more, I guess, and so people saw it. Some people recorded stuff. Like, if you go to the Reddit, unless it's been removed, somebody recorded the actual audio of that post-credit scene, right? Like the legit audio of that post-credit scene, so you can listen to that if you'd like to. And so the basic general idea here is the scene from the end of Far From Home, not No Way Home, the last Spider-Man movie, that has to do with J. Jonah Jameson, and it has to do with Mysterio talking about the true identity of Peter Parker, or of Spider-Man, right? That scene is going to be in the post-credit scene of Venom 2. Now, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we don't know. Like, what does this mean exactly? There's some discussion that there's going to be something that happens in the scene and some reaction that Eddie's going to have, and it's going to make it as though we've just gone into another universe or something like that. Or perhaps, because some people think it's that Venom recognizes Spider-Man. I don't really think that from what I've seen and heard. It seems more like he's just saying, this guy looks tasty, And it's supposed to be like in an aggressive way or whatever. And he's like leaking, He's licking the television, right? And so the whole idea is just that we're getting that through line. We're getting that connection to Spider-Man. Okay, so number one, I want to know, what do you guys think of that? Like, are you freaking down? Or are you like, no way? Like, I don't want to do that. Because from what I saw online, and there's a ton of people sort of talking about this that aren't like, spoiling it outright, but they're just making statements about it. And from what I've seen, there's a ton of negativity about this. A lot of the big insiders and scoopers and whatnot, they don't like Sony. And they don't like Venom. And they don't like all of that, right? And so, I don't know what to do for people. Because it's definitely seems like that's going to be the thing. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, are you guys into this? Are you guys mad about this? Like, let's just kind of start with that poll. Yeah, let's put a poll up. Are you down with Venom in the MCU? Well, let's see what you guys think. Let's see what y'all think. I wanted this crossover for a while, to be honest. Yeah, Scott says these, as she would say, hype. Yeah. Look, I've always been pretty positive on Venom coming in, and I like the Venom movie. We actually just watched last night, before we went to sleep for the watch party. Tobin, what is up, man? I'll get into that in just a second here. Before we went to bed for the watch party, we watched a little bit of Venom 1, and I get some people don't like it. It feels like a 90s comic book movie. It's not as dope as the MCU movies, for sure. But I think it's a super fun movie, dude. And the one thing I'll say for sure about Venom and that whole universe and everything, dude, Tom Hardy cares. He cares a lot, bro. You know what I mean? And he loves that fandom. He loves that character. And I think he's really, wants to do the right thing for the fans and give the fans what they want. And that's really, really cool. And if I'm Feige and I'm sort of sitting back and looking at all that, right? I'm probably thinking look, do I love that this movie that's maybe of a lesser ilk is sort of now going to find its way connected into my universe? Not really. But can I work with a guy like Tom Hardy, and can I make something like that work better in the MCU? I think the answer to him is yes. You know what I mean? That's what I think. And, so everybody has different opinions about that. We'll hang out. We'll talk a lot about this, situation. But I'm into it, right? I'm super into it. I do think that it's going to be him from the Venomverse coming into the MCU. And I think that he'll just have some kind of interactions with Peter. And look, at the end of the day, I see some people talking about it already in chat where they're like, well, it would be much preferred if there was an actual Spider-Man in Tom Hardy's universe, and then the relationship with Venom and Spider-Man and Venom and Peter Parker and Venom and Eddie Brock, that's where the juice is, right? That's the stuff that we love from the comics. I totally understand that. I get that, and I would obviously love that to be the case as well. But the MCU changes a bunch of its origins anyways. Do you know what I mean? They change a bunch of their characters up and have, a different kind of take on them. And so I'm not so mad that we're not going to get that classic Venom Spider-Man relationship, at least with, Tom Hardy's character. Now, they can still have him go back into Sony and do whatever. And I will say, if this means that Tom Holland is going to go back over to Sony and play around in the Sony universe, then it's I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But as far as Venom coming into the MCU, dude, I am hyped. Yeah, John says Tom Hardy in the MCU will not disappoint. Bruh, I'm telling you. I think there's going to be a lot of Sony haters out there that hate this idea, right? But just being real, we've sort of been talking about this for a while, right? We've been saying this is a possibility, and we've even said, look at Feige's language. He's saying this in a different way. He's never talked about it like this before and said, yeah, you never know with Venom. You know what I mean? And, Tom Hardy was teasing that Spider-Man stuff hard, bruh. Ooh, and this is good right here. So Major Jackson says, Morbius is in the MCU as well. Bro, I believe that. And I think that we might have to look back at what Tyrese was saying, right? And I know a lot of people are like, bro, he doesn't know what he's talking about, whatever. What if it's true, man? What if everything's coming into the MCU and they're going to hang out in the MCU for some time? You know what I mean? My Venom is from the first Secret War run. Right on, man. Right on, I'll believe you. Ooh, this is interesting. Freddie says, it wasn't as bad as Thor 2 or Guardians 2 or Black Widow. Bruh, you know, dude, I agree. I think Venom 1 is better than Guardians 2, for sure. That's my opinion. My opinion. You know what I mean? And I'm down with this Venom meeting our Peter Parker. And then should there be a Venom just for the MCU? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And just to put it out there on Front Street, I don't know if that's the plan. Like, I'm still confused as to whether or not some of these characters are going to stick around and be the MCU version, or if they're going to be a new version, you know, somewhere else, okay? Like, I'm still not even super clear on what is exactly happening with the characters in No Way Home, but this Venom connection, to me, is still Spider-Man 3, Venom or bust. It's still crazy because it just implies that is going to be something that's explained. I mean, for all we know, and we don't know for sure, for all we know, Venom is the Sinister Six member, the last one. You know, like a lot of people are saying Lizard, a lot of people are saying this, that. Maybe it is. Bruh. What if it's freaking Venom? You know what I mean? Venom wouldn't even be bottom 5 for me. I can think of many other MCU movies I didn't like as much as Venom. Yeah, right on, man. Venom with Guardians would be awesome if they go, to the Clintar planet. Hell yeah, man. That would be sweet, Flatbrush Zombie. That would be sweet, man. Okay, so that's the main big crazy thing when it comes to Venom, and we'll circle back to that, I'm sure, because there's all sorts of crazy stuff that we can get into. But now, guys, like, I need to talk to y'all about these leaks for in the Multiverse of Madness. Like, and we've been covering these in the past couple of videos, and there's some stuff out there that, like, I want to kind of wait and see. A lot of the leakers have been saying stuff that's, like, similar to the stuff that I've been hearing. And, bro, absolute craziness. Let's start with this, okay? And I'd love to know what you guys think of this. It really looks like they're going to take Wanda all the way as a villain, okay? And so I was sort of alluding to this earlier in the day on the morning stream, or actually, no, it was the spoiler stream for What If, where I was like, man, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I wish happened in WandaVision, that is now, it looks to be happening in Multiverse of Madness. Okay, it is insane. So let's just start with that. They're gonna push Wanda to the absolute brink and make her a full-on ass villain in this movie. And it's like, dude, I put this in the video yesterday, but like, there's this interview. Let me see if I can find this interview. I know Elisa has this saved somewhere, but let me see if I can just find it, pull it up. Let's see here. Lizzie Olsen, House of M interview. Because there's this interview that when she was... Is this it? No, it's gotta be this one, I think. Hang on, guys. Sorry. See if I can pull this up for y'all.
Joss wrote this really. Do you remember the cover letter he wrote to everyone?
Oh yeah,
I took a picture of it and made me laugh so hard.
We got a couple of those because there was a couple of different drafts. It'd be a different one.
But it was the first one that was my favorite.
He'd write a letter that would feel like it's a personal letter, but it was actually just only it was to all of us,
all of the actors.
So
yeah.
It was kind of like generalizing, but it was really.
But one of the things I love most is Joss's dialogue and the banter.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah.
He's so brilliant at that. He knows everyone's voices so well. It's incredible.
Do you next? Or where would you
I
like to go?
mean, my favorite is House of M, but that would never happen. But
Never say never in this.
I mean, if she
world.
could have 2 fake babies and everyone tell her that they don't really exist,
Phantom.
and then her just go nuts, that would be unbelievable. But I don't think they're gonna do that. It might be a little too dark for the Marvel universe. When she loses her mind, it's my favorite thing in the comics.
So good.
Yeah.
He did a really good job with the effect too, and being able to sort of understand what's going on. The visual effect looks
Yeah.
really, is really convincing.
So, I mean, that's kind of the comments right there, right? Like, it's so... I think this is why this is so cool. They have played this in a sort of way that all of us doubt that they will do it. All of us doubt that they will do it, even though all of the evidence is there. And really, like, the more I think about WandaVision, right? Like, one of the problems I had with it was I was like, man, where's the conclusion? And where's any of the House of M stuff? You know what I mean? And, like, I'm not even convinced that Wanda has an arc that leaves her in a good place at the end of that film, dude. You know, like, she's created this town, tortured all these people, and, like, even her situation with the kids, it didn't fully make sense to me. I was like, what the fuck? You know? And all of the crazy rumors that we heard around that time. Guys, it seems like what they had planned was to do this, but they've sort of developed it in a sort of way that it's really going to happen in the film. Now, let's get into some of the stuff that's out there. You know, Lizzie Hill was talking about how the film's going to take place 2 years after WandaVision and that place, or the post-credit scene, right? So Wanda hears her kids, and, you know, as many people have pointed out, it does sound similar to the way the voice is changed when Wu from Shang-Chi, are we still live? Did Disney snipe us out? Are we still good? Okay, we're good. It does remind us of in Shang-Chi when Wu has, he's hearing the voice of his dead wife, right? It's similar to that. So she's studying the Darkhold, and it's like 2 years after that. And I thought, like, there was a plot leak out there that had kind of said, okay, this is what's going to happen. She's going to be looking for her kids. It's messing everything up in the multiverse. Doc Strange is going to show up and be like, hey, I'll help you find your kids, et cetera, and then it's going to go from there. Guys, that is not... Dude, that is not what happens, okay? And so from what I've heard, the movie starts out with Mordo looking for her, and he's sort of the first person that gets whacked by her. And it's like brutal, bro. Like donezo, right? And it's sort of introduced that she is already just hell-bent on getting to America Chavez so that she can have the power to find her kids within the multiverse and bring them back, okay? And the whole situation with America Chavez is going to basically be, and I've talked about this in videos, that she has this ability to transport or to open up holes and portals in reality between different multiverses, okay? And this is apparently an incredibly hard thing to do, and I'm a little bit confused on this because... Don't we believe that, like, Doc Strange has that ability? Don't the TVA have that ability? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if Wanda is omnipowerful, right, then she could figure that out and know who the TVA is. But maybe not. Maybe the TVA is destroyed at this point because of Loki or whatever. But she can't get between multiverses. So she needs America Chavez. Now, as I talked about in another video again, and look, like, this could change. It's rumors as far as I'm concerned. Like, I've just heard this. I've heard this from my source, dude, trust me, bro. And then some of the things that I'm hearing about the film, other people start talking about, and I'm like, yo, that sounds correct. Like Daniel Rickman just said the other day that the Rachel McAdams character is going to get married in the movie, but not to Doctor Strange. And I was like, what? Because that lines up with what I heard, and that's that there's going to be this crazy wedding, and the wedding is going to be crashed by Shuma Gorath, okay? And Shuma, essentially in the film, is going to be summoned by Wanda. Summoned by Wanda, which to me is, like, crazy, and I still don't fully understand what that means. Like, is Wanda so powerful, and she's been studying the Darkhold so much, that she's able to summon a crazy creature from another dimension like Shuma Gorath? So she has that power, but she can't jump through the multiverse, and she still needs America Chavez for that? I don't know. To me, that still feels a little bit weird. Like, I'm like, okay, all right, I guess. But the movie's going to jump from sort of universe to universe, okay? And versions of our favorite characters are going to be killed. You know, I think there's going to be at least one other Doctor Strange that gets killed. I think even there's another version of Wanda. You know what I mean? From what I've heard, there's going to be a Doc Strange on Doc Strange, like good Doc Strange versus evil Doc Strange fight, which lines up with the creation of the Sanctum for Supreme Strange. That's in the movie. And the Illuminati thing, right? Like, this is so interesting to me, is this Illuminati universe. And there's sort of mentioning of these distinct realities that will be visited. And in the reality that there's an Illuminati, you know, we had heard about this. This was leaked out. A bunch of people talked about this. We talked about it in videos. Holy shit, Professor X, Illuminati, like, what is this? What's going on? We had thought maybe this was a group of people from throughout the multiverse that was kind of like exiles, where it all comes together, okay? Where it all comes together, and there's different folks that are watching over the multiverse, right? No. This is a universe, from what I gather, that has Baron Mordo as the Sorcerer Supreme. Okay, Baron Mordo is the Sorcerer Supreme. There's going to be Professor X, who's in charge of the whole thing. And I think there'll be other mutants there as well, right? But you're going to have Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel, Boulder the Brave, and I don't know what the deal is with Boulder the Brave. Maybe he's has Thor's hammer. Maybe he's like Odin in charge of Asgard or whatever, but he's very influential in this universe. And so you're going to have just a universe in which Fox X-Men characters, it's like almost, think of it like this. Think of it like a universe where Marvel never sold off its licensing in the 90s and had all their characters, and we saw like Sir Patrick Stewart just in the MCU the whole time. That's what it seems like they're doing with that. And then there are some other particular universes like this Iron Legion universe that people are talking about. And look, there's nothing really concrete about that, but to me, I'm like, yo, is that the Tom Cruise Iron Man, John? Like, is that the Tom Cruise Iron Man, John? You know what I mean? Because, like, that's a long-standing rumor. There are crazy rumors for this movie, dude. You know what I mean? And so it really seems like what's going to happen is jumping through universes, versions of our characters kind of dying. You know what I mean? America Chavez, Doctor Strange trying to prevent our Wanda from destroying the multiverse by finding her kids, okay? And at the end of that movie, Wanda should be arrived at a point where she is completely changed and she is like horrific and mutated and monstrous. And I'm thinking a lot about the Doc Strange we see at the end of that episode in What If, where he has all this corruption from absorbing all these different monsters, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think they're going to do that. And bro, like, you know, looking back to that interview with Lizzie, right? She loves this thing in the comics, man. Like, this is what I think is wild. Like, a lot of people are like, okay, but Disney would never do that, including Lizzie Olsen. But it's her favorite thing. It seems like between Kevin Feige, Sam Raimi, and, you know, Michael Waldron, but also Lizzie Olsen, they're going to create this thing with a full-on villain, Wanda, who I don't know. I don't know this for sure, but they could kill her in this movie. And I said in the video that I was talking about this the other day, I said, look, I think the real craziness here is that they're going to make it so that us as the audience, people that love Wanda, us as the audience wants Wanda to die. And that's crazy. That is insane, okay? And so that's kind of what I think they're going to do, and some of the things that I've heard about it. And there's even like crazier possibilities that like after this, we're going to have sort of distinct timelines that are at least more understandable. And this could all be heading towards like what they do in Quantumania. And maybe Wanda isn't dead and she's going to come back in some regard. You know, there was the crazy story that came out yesterday about Mark Millar. Mark Millar talking about how he thinks there's going to be a Marvel Zombies project coming out real soon. You know what I mean? And that's nuts because he, just like Jim Shooter, must have been contacted with regards to their creation pay and their pay in the comics just to make sure things that are going to be developed for live action are smooth. You know what I mean? Is this all headed towards Secret Wars? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that what they're going to do in Multiverse of Madness, I think is going to shock people. And I personally, guys, I am personally here for it because, you know, Marvel sort of gets a bad rap for being very positive mostly and having like a lot of like, Disney coding, like candy coding on everything, okay? And that's fair. Like, hey man, that's fair. I've seen these movies. I watch What If. I get it. You know what I mean? I get that kind of a thing. But man, they flirted with the insanity in WandaVision. I didn't think they went there, and I had my doubts that they ever would after WandaVision. Do you know what I mean? And for them to do this and potentially go this route, man, and give us an epic Avengers level movie with Wanda legitimately, like, she's gonna kill so many people. Like, we just watched that What If episode, right? And Killmonger's like killing everybody, and I'm like, it's like breaking my heart, man. It's breaking my heart. I'm like, no, like, you don't do that. Like, don't do that. You don't say that. And we're gonna go through that with Wanda, man. Whew. You know what I mean? Like, dizizam. Like, tell me that's what's up, Nikki? Show police. So tell me that, but I am candy coated. Mike Porter. So I mean, guys, tell me that doesn't like blow your mind. Like, if that happens, and again, a lot of this is just it's rumors, right? It's like speculation, but I just wanted to have like an open forum to be able to talk about all of this. And they're still doing Doctor Strange reshoots. Like, the homie's still shooting in Canada right now, so they could change a lot of this. This might not come out in the film. Fair warning to you, But it is out there. I think it's sort of being teased out there in a lot of different ways. There's a lot we don't know about the film, and we don't fully even understand the Venom post-credit scene and what that exactly means. But bro, Feige was not sleeping, bro. Like, Feige worked hard, bro. Like, no big deal, bro. Like, he's on it. The man is on it. He's been crafting this really, really crazy sort of crescendo into what I think is going to be absolutely bananas, bro. I think it's going to blow people away. I think a lot of people that think Marvel goes too soft or goes too Disney, they're going to be shocked. I think that Sam Raimi is like a perfect person to do this kind of stuff, right? Because you can bring in that horror element, this dark, horrible side of his directing ability. I mean, the dude is really good at directing horror and, that kind of stuff. So getting those notes, but also kind of keeping it light and having the sort of campy, fun comic book back and forth. Like, Raimi, I think, might be the perfect dude for this. Yeah. So that's kind of everything I really wanted to just talk about and blurb about. But guys, let's get into Q&A. Shut your mouth, Toby's the best Spider-Man. Let's get into Q&A. Let's talk. Just, if you guys want to throw some questions at me, I'll answer what I can if I know anything about it. And yeah, let's just get into general spoiler talk. Now, again, we're going to try to keep this, like, we don't want to talk about all of this out right in the open. If a story comes out or somebody starts talking about different aspects and we're like, oh, snap, that matches up with the rumors we heard, we can do that, right? But again, we're trying to keep the integrity of the full spoilers and secrets for the people that don't want to go down that path. Do you know what I mean? So, Josh, shut your mouth. You're getting me hyped. Yeah. What if Wanda as a Nexus being sets up another Wanda to take the fall so she can continue searching for her children? So, in a lot of the different things that I heard and whatnot, as I get the Super Chats pulled up here, give me just a second. A lot of the stuff that I was looking at, I was like, wait a minute. Is it possible? Because I was thinking that. I was like, dude, they're going to give us an out where it's not going to be our Wanda, right? Like, it's going to be a different Wanda or whatever. I was like, that's what they'll do. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way they're going to take that Wanda, our Wanda, the one that feels so bad in Age of Ultron, and then, obviously goes pretty crazy in friggin' WandaVision. I was like, there's no way they're going to make that character do all this horrible, evil stuff and become sort of a villain. I didn't believe it. But guys, I'm telling you, from what it looks like, that is absolutely what they're going to do. And in fact, if there is a good Wanda in the movie, it ain't ours. It is not ours. Do you know what I mean? So, All right, I'm going to just get into some of these super chats, guys. If you want to throw a super chat in, definitely supports the channel. Helps me out so that after Tom Hardy and Kevin Feige bust into this studio and Karai shot me in the neck for talking about these spoilers, I can afford the medical bills. Oh, speaking of that, can we please get some love in the chat for Trinity, 2nd Street Marvel? I don't fully know what's going on, but apparently he got in some kind of bike accident or something, and he's in the doctors, he's in the hospital or whatever. So look, much love to Trinity. Look, he's always giving me crap. He's just like Nikki. He doesn't want to let me go full shill. You know what I mean? Keeps me honest around here, so I can't go full shill. In all seriousness, Trinity's been a supporter of mine for a long, long time. I think he's an awesome dude, and I hope he's okay. You know what I mean? I hope he's okay. So yeah, let's get some love in the chat for Trinity. Tobin says, I want Wanda to pull an Adam Eve, meaning they kill her in Doctor Strange too, but she's so powerful that her powers kick in and automatically resurrect her. Whoa. That would be crazy. I think from what I understand, like her kids will actually be brought back. Like her fake kids will be brought into reality. Oh, pardon me. I got to get the juices flowing. I'm still kind of dragging today. I think the kids will probably make it and be just in our reality. But I don't think Wanda is going to survive. Maybe she's out there somewhere and they'll do something with her, a resurrection of some kind. But I think she's either going to die or go away. You know what I mean? Like go into exile or something herself. But I think the kids will remain, which is weird, right? But who knows? Who knows? We don't know for sure. Matthew Perez with a $49 million donation. Now I can actually afford the legal battles between Disney and Sony. Thank you, brother. Says, Tom Holland back, Venomized suit or bust. Hashtag take my money. Yeah, man, look. I know people feel differently about it. I know people's got their opinions. But I love Tom Hardy Venom, man. And I love a guy that's passionate about playing that role. And he wanted it to happen. Guys, there was a scene in the first Venom movie with Tom Holland Spider-Man. They shot it. They shot that scene. You know what I mean? They shot that scene. They took it out. Apparently Feige didn't like it. He was like, I don't like the way Tom's face looks. Nope, take it out. And Tom Hardy was like, what the fuck? Tom Hardy's been very vocal about playing around with the Avengers. You know what I mean? And I'm here for it. Like, I like it. I'm excited for it. I know it's going to be divisive, but I'm here for it. The Exodus says, America Chavez will be as polarizing as Carol. So, I know in the comic books, this is a character that's pretty polarizing, and when I looked her up, I was like, dang, that's something. You know what I mean? That is sure something. But I think they're going to adjust that character in the MCU. Like, I don't think she's going to be a big... Like, she's going to be a huge part of the movie, like, from what it seems. But I don't think her... Like, the sort of overtones of, like, social justice and some of those things, those don't seem to be prevalent in the movie much at all. You know what I mean? From what I'm hearing. So, look, we'll see. Your mileage may vary on that. I don't think she's going to be as divisive as Captain Marvel, bro. You know what I mean? Christopher says 70s Wanda was so hot. Yeah, look, man, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for Lizzie Olsen. I think she's a beautiful lady. And yeah, her in the 70s and just in general all throughout that show, she was great, man. She was great. She looked great. Her performance was great. Did she not win an Emmy, or she was nominated? Maybe that was like her first nomination, whatever. Good for her, you know? Let's see here. Darth Corvin says, do you think Wanda will care to find White Vision? You know, that's one of the things I was really surprised to not hear about. Nobody's really talking about White Vision in any of these rumors, Leakville, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's something they'll implement later on. Maybe that's just something they're going to put in a different part of the MCU for a while. I don't know. Feige did say that Wanda's story will continue. And it's possible that they'll have some kind of conclusion and then have her hidden away in some other version or something like that. You know what I mean? So, look, I haven't even said there's one. There's more. There's more. So yeah. We'll see what happens with that. John Hicks says with a very generous $20 holla. Thank you so much, brother. Says Lizzie O going full blown villain. Love it. Take my money, brother. I appreciate the support, man. Yeah, and I am here for it as well. As a fan, I'm excited. I want to be excited about it. Because, like, bro, this shit's coming in the next 6 months, dog. Like, we're about to go watch the Spider-Man movie. And this was what I was kind of saying before, right? Where I was like, if they delay Spider-Man, they're going to, again, have that problem where all the leaks and rumors for Multiverse of Madness are going to start coming out there. And they're going to literally take some of the hype and the attention from Spider-Man and take it to that other movie. I'm not saying it's fair. I don't even think it's good, but that's like how shit works, you know? We live in this ever-hype cycle. We're all kind of addicted to this stuff. I can't help myself, bros. I got to see it all. I want to know it all. You know what I mean? You guys know me. I can't help it. I want to know everything. I want to know every little scene. I want to read it. I want to know about the surprise. I want to know about the changes. I want to know how this goes. You know? Because I was still going to the movie and be blown away at how it actually takes place. Like, to me, no leak can replace the experience of watching the movie. And you guys know I love that movie theater experience, and we're all in. We're all in shilling for movie theaters now. I get my movie theater shill checks. So, look, I'm all about it. It's going to be fun, man, either way, and I appreciate the support. Tobin says, had a super again because I was the 69th like. My man. Nice, bro. Dan Flashes with the $2 holla says, how does all of this play with the Thunderbolts? I really don't know, but I do know that that's a big play for them as well. I do know that's something that they're planning to do, but like Young Avengers is something they're planning to do, and it's confusing to me like how that's going to go down, right? I guess bringing the kids actually back in, like again, not to sound like a broken record, but like a lot of the stuff that I was looking for at the end of WandaVision, it seems like it's going to happen in Multiverse of Madness. And so with a lot of that stuff kind of being resolved and you bring the kids in, it's possible that that's going to lead to your Young Avengers. The Thunderbolts, I do believe, is going to be set up, you know, in Hawkeye a little bit, in other shows moving forward, and possibly even in some movie stuff as well. But I don't fully know. I love the Thunderbolts. I think it's coming, but I don't fully understand. You know, and some of the stuff I'm hearing, I'm like, bro, that can't be. You know, can't be true. Matthew Glasgow with a $5 holla says, I'm at the Diamond Badge level member. My man, make sure you get over to the Discord, get one of the moderators to let you into the Diamond Lounge. And we'll be doing a Diamond tier stream very soon, where I just kick back, have a couple drinks, have a couple of smokes, and spill my freaking guts to you guys. So that's what usually goes down in the crazy Diamond tier lounge. Thank you for the support, Matthew. Means a lot, man. You've been hanging for some time. Appreciate it. Kyle says the $5 holla. Why Michael B. Jordan in What If look like Prowler in Into the Spider-Verse though? Banging the homies. I mean, I guess a little bit of that's true. I'm still really interested in how people feel about that What If episode, you know? I don't know, man. Like, I liked it, didn't love it, and I don't see like a ton of buzz out there for it, and I think that support for the show is just, you know, it's waning week to week depending on what the episode is. People haven't fully, latched onto the show, and they're not like all about it, as the kids say. But I liked it a lot. But I didn't really notice that Michael B. looked really weird. I mean, just looked like an animated version of his character, you know what I mean? Glenn Pitas with a $9.99 says, Josh, you beautiful human. Thanks for the content, as always. Tom Hardy, Venom, and Feige's hands excites the hell out of me. I was going to avoid spoilers, but I'm too damn sweaty. Also, love the Trinity. Yeah, man, much love to Trinity. I hope he's okay. And thank you for the support, Glenn. I appreciate that. You know, this is something that we're not just gonna blabber about this all the time in chat, you know. But as I was saying earlier, I felt like our new strategy was, let's talk about spoilers in videos and let's not fully bring them in to each stream. And I think that's still a good policy. We can talk about the news, hang out as a community, and not go hard on spoilers. But I felt like there was something missing where back in the day, we used to talk about spoilers in streams all the time, and we'd get sweaty, man. Like, we'd get sweaty in here talking about this, that, second, and the third. And some of that stuff doesn't come true, and some of this stuff might not come true. So it's important to manage expectations, as the freaking homie Andrew Garfield would say, right? Let's manage expectations. But this is stuff that I'm hearing, dude, and it's blowing my fucking mind, bro. Like, it's like I'm I'm happy as a goddamn clam, to be honest with you. Like, I'm so pumped that Tom Hardy coming into the MCU. Like, I'm so excited for it. I'm so here for it. I think it's fucking awesome. I think the multiverse stuff that they're going to do in not only No Way Home, which, dude, is just going to be a Spider-Man fan's wet dream. Like, holy crap. Oh, my god. You know? But then what they're doing in the Multiverse of Madness, bro, like, bruh. Like, that's going to be one that, like, is a must-see multiple times in theaters. Like, you know how I was saying, like Shang-Chi was dope, but, like, it didn't, like, I didn't, like, want to, as soon as I got out of that ride, go get back in line and go watch it again. From what I'm hearing of Spider-Man, bro, get me 2 tickets that night, you know what I mean? Like, just back to back. I'll literally see that shit back to back. And same thing with Multiverse of Madness. Like, this seems like the amount of crazy stuff they're going to throw into this movie. And the main driving force of the film is Wanda going full villain? Like, bruh. Like, that makes you, like, proud to be a Marvel fan. You know what I mean? It makes me pretty excited. Pretty Nikki says with a $5 holla, all this mutant evil Wanda talk is getting me hype. If I had the autonomy, I would have a... if I had the anatomy, I would have a boner right now. Also, take my money. Okay, yeah. Got hung up on that word. My bad. Yeah, no, look, it's a proverbial nerd boner. You know what I mean? It's a figure of speech. And let us hope that we're not actually getting bonered. And I know some people were in the chat and they were like, bro, you're setting up expectations again. It's going to disappoint everybody. You're going to add to everybody's disappointment and make them have a big old boner right in their face. Phew, my bad, guys. Like, look, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe. God, that would suck if this is a big old play. But look, the Venom stuff seems to be real AF, right? Unless they're messing with our minds, right? By the way, can I just say this too? We're going to get... I see a couple more super chats we're going to get into. Why would Sony even do test screenings and leave the post-credit scene in, right? Why would they even do that if they really and truly didn't want those spoilers out there? You know what I mean? Like, I believe that they wanted to create this kind of hype and buzz around this. And I saw people commenting on the video we did earlier. A lot of people were like, bro, this makes me way more excited for Venom. It makes me want to go see it opening weekend way more. Isn't that what you want? You know what I mean? And again, we don't have to talk about it all the time. You don't have to spoil other people's fun. I think a lot of people realize something big is happening just because of all the buzz that happened yesterday. And even if they don't know the particulars, they're like, bro, what? I think that's what you want, you know? The Amethyst Bendu says with a $5 holla, could they trap Wanda in a universe like at the end of Doctor Strange episode of What If? They absolutely could do that. I don't know if that's something on the table or not, but they absolutely could do something like that. Who knows? Who knows, man? And again, they're still shooting this thing, so they can make all sorts of changes. Maybe, dude, what if Wanda... You know what I've always thought is that in the original Crisis event, Grant Morrison was actually going to end that universe of Justice League. Like, that Justice League universe was going to end, and the entire Justice League that was left was going to go into Earth 2. Okay, now that might be way over some people's heads, but, like, the point is, there were some stories that these comic book characters wrote, and Jack Kirby was going to do this with the Ragnarok characters when he did Ragnarok. Ending an entire universe and having some of your characters jump into a new universe. Do you know what I mean? I've always thought it would be so bold if they just literally wiped out the MCU minus a few characters and had those characters go into a new universe. Like kind of Rick and Morty. Like Rick and Morty does that a little bit. You know what I mean? I've always thought that would be crazy. So who knows? We'll see. Dorian Trussell, very generous $20 holla, says Wanda has had a beginning, middle, and not yet an ending character arc. Her Nexus powers are mega level. Random question. What if Loki took the Infinity Gauntlet? Dorian, thank you so much for the support, man. Appreciate the love. Loki with the Infinity Gauntlet. You know, he'd probably ultimately get corrupted by its power. He'd probably go crazy. Like, in the comics, that's more of a thing where it's like, not everybody can even wield the gauntlet. And like, so when Nebula puts the gauntlet on in the Infinity Gauntlet book, she loses her mind. She's doing stuff arguably worse than even Thanos did. And that's like a whole thing. And they're like, yo, no, like we can't have that. You know, at least Thanos knew what he was doing and was able to control it. So I don't know if Loki would have the fortitude to do that. Maybe we'll see something like that happen in the MCU. That's a whole nother part of this. Loki's apparently going to pop up in Multiverse of Madness. Like, I don't know where that fits in with anything I've heard, you know, but that's out there. The trades have talked about that. So there's still plenty of surprises here. You know what I mean? Plenty of crazy stuff that'll happen. Darth Corvin with a very generous $10 holla says, new Nerd Venger here. We have the same B-Day, and I'm also from Philly. Whoa, nice. Is there another Discord link? The one on YouTube isn't working on my end. So if you put explanation Discord, I think a new link should pop up. If not, somebody else can get you the link. Keep up the great work, brother. P.S. Take my money. Well, thank you so much. I don't live in Philadelphia anymore, and I only lived there for like 5 years, but it made a big impression on me. I love that city, and I have a lot of good friends over there. But yeah, dude, kudos to becoming a Nerd Venger, taking your first step into a larger world. Watch out for Nikki in the tower. You know, she's a nice gal, but she'll come over and be like, "You never go full shill," and then shove you into some trash cans. You know what I mean? She's that kind of gal. So, you know, there's a couple people you got to watch out for in the tower. Most everybody's really cool though. Let's see here. Matthew K with a $10 holla. Jay Campia said fans have no right to be mad if Toby and Andrew aren't in No Way Home. Totally disagree. I'd have a super hard time trusting the MCU anymore. How would you react if the movie ends and no Toby or Drew? I'd be shocked, bro. I'd be absolutely shocked. I don't think that's the case. And I know, from what I understand, and I don't really watch John's stuff. I think John's great. Like, to be honest with you, a lot of respect for John. I don't really watch his stuff. But from what I understand, he still believes, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. Like, let me know in the chat. He still believes and is saying that the leaked footage of Andrew is fake, right? Like, he's saying that that's fake, yeah? Yeah? I mean, isn't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even think it's a question anymore. Now, what happened yesterday freaked me out, guys. And I talked about that in the video today, too. It freaked me out. I was like, what? Could it be? Could someone have actually done that? And at first I believed it, and I was like, whoa. And then I thought about the implications of that, and I was like, whoa. And I mean, hey, maybe they're not in the movie, dude. Like, we could live in a world, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. But, I mean, if you're just speaking in terms of probabilities, the much more probable thing is that they're in the movie. Like, think about all of the evidence. Think about everything that's come out. Think about everything that everybody said. Do you really think it's more probable that all of that buzz and smoke is fake? Or is it more probable that they figured this out? They're going to be in the movie. I mean, you've seen a trailer. You've seen a trailer with their enemies teased. You know what I mean? Alfred Molina teased. Electro, Sandman teased. Right? How does that make sense absent those Spider-Man? You know what I mean? So, like, you can... Hey, maybe... But in just raw probability, like, the smart money's on them being in the movie. And you might say, like, okay, but they're just going to be barely involved in the movie or whatever. You know, that's not what I heard. That shit ain't what I heard. You know what I mean? That's not the word on the street. That's not the word on these streets, Nerd Vengers. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean, Nerd Vengers? You know what I'm saying there? But thank you for the support, Matthew. I do appreciate it, and I do understand different folks feel differently about these kind of things. So I get it. What else is going on in the chat, guys? What else are y'all talking about, man? Do a poll. About what? Do a poll. Do a poll about what? Chris McNamorama. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. What else is going on, guys? What else is on your mind? I'm going to chill for like 10 more minutes, and then we're going to get on out of here. Did I hear about Morbius, Vulture, and Scorpion appearing in Venom 2? Nothing really concrete. I mean, I've heard like different rumors about that here and there. But, yeah. Mike, MCU is your daddy Porter says, LOL, nice southern accent. Thanks, man. Yeah, El Supremo. Oh, that's nice, man. Thank you, Ethan. Do you think Wolverine will be introduced in a Disney Plus series or a movie? Look, Nick Santos from the Hashtag Show, he believes that there's going to be a Wolverine anthology show, and what we know is that they are going to do a Mutants project. That there's a project called The Mutants that is being developed at Marvel. I'd love for there to be a Wolverine anthology show. I think that would be awesome. But I have not really heard anybody else in the community like corroborating that report, right? So I don't know. I like that idea. I like that report, but I don't know. Look, Logan is a super important character. Feige's smart enough to know this. You know what I mean? Like, Feige knows this. He's a freaking genius with this stuff. He knows that's a big deal and a big character. So the anthology series could absolutely work and be a huge way for them to intro stuff in the MCU. Look, I'm still hopeful that there's going to be some crazy stuff going on in Multiverse of Madness that has to do with mutants. Like, I'd love an explanation for, like, why aren't there more mutants? Like, here's what's wild. How are we going to go to another universe where Professor X is just there? Like, he's just there. It's just established. Like, that's him. There's some Fox X-Men motherfuckers. There's a Sanctum Sanctorum. There's a freaking Captain Marvel, and it's a different lady. Like, how are we just going to pop up in a universe like that and then just go back to our universe where there's no Professor X and it just be, like, not explained? Like, that, I think, would be weird, and I hope there's some kind of an explanation. I haven't heard anything about this. There's no real rumors or anything about this, but to me, it would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of sense if you were able to explain that Wanda had something to do with the fact that there are no X-Men in the MCU. That would make a lot of sense. You know what I mean? To me. Let's see here. I feel like Jimmy Fallon and so many big names would have brought it up for Andrew. Yeah, if it wasn't true, for sure. Jar Jar with the Infinity Gauntlet. No one is safe. Oh, you saying big doo-doo down. And then he's just like snapping and shit like that. I personally think Jar Jar summons Shuma. Damn, son. That would be wild. I'm into it. How will they use Kingpin in Hawkeye / going forward? I think they're going to use him. I think they're going to use him very similar to the way he's used in the comics and in the old cartoon show. He's a staple villain. He's a staple villain in New York and just out there in the MCU, man. I think he's going to have something to do with maybe the Tracksuit Mafia. I think the big connection is going to be the Echo character, for sure. But I hope they have D'Onofrio signed for a big fat contract with a bunch of fun appearances, and he's just there. He's just doing his thing, man. That's what I hope, you know, so. Could Venom pop up in No Way Home? I absolutely think he could pop up in No Way Home. I would love that. I think it's possible he's going to pop up in Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? Did I hear about the Penguin HBO Max series? I did hear about the Penguin HBO Max series. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how to feel about that. We got 2 spin-off shows for a Batman movie that nobody's really seen, that we don't know how much they're even changing or how much we're going to like. I love Batman. I love Penguin. I love Jim Gordon. You know what I mean? Like, I love good thing. I like DC. DC good. But Warner Brothers bad. You know, they just lost Chris Nolan after like 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, he gone. So I don't know, bro. Like, it's hard for me to get excited. It's hard for me to get excited for HBO stuff or DC stuff at this point. You know what I mean? I like Batman, but F Warner Brothers says Adam Nelson. Yeah, man, I'm there. That's exactly where I'm at. That's exactly where I'm at. Thanks to Harry and Oscorp for funding No Way Home. Yeah, maybe, right? So, does this mean Venom will be the 6th member of the Sinister Six? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Dude, I've heard... Bro, going way back, and who knows, because some of the stuff might have come out because back in the day and they've adjusted things. Like, apparently there were plans to do certain things with the movie, and then they just sort of refocused on the 6 that we have and kind of like that, right? So they could have had, there could have been things that they were working on, and then they changed, right? So there was a big rumor out there about Hugh Jackman being in Multiverse of Madness. Now people are throwing cold water on that, and there's people out there like Casey Walsh that were saying, I believe it was Casey Walsh, that said there was originally a scene where Hugh Jackman Wolverine was going to try to take out Wanda, and he was going to get decimated by her, right? Maybe. But apparently that didn't happen. Like, they couldn't do it. They didn't end up filming it, et cetera, et cetera. So now we have to wonder, like, is Hugh Jackman in it at all? Maybe. I don't know. Was he supposed to be in it, and now he's not in it at all? Maybe. So things change. But, dude, Dane DeHaan is rumored to be in this movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot more than just the 6 villains are rumored to be in this movie. It might end up just being the 6 villains, but at one time, there were way more rumors about different people coming into the movie. So who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows for sure? Let's see here. Matthew K says, super random, but did you see the vid of Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell singing some Mika? Absolutely made my day. No, I haven't seen that vid, bro. I'll have to check it out. I will have to check it out. Do I think Kingpin will appear in a post-credit scene of No Way Home? I hope so. I'm very hopeful for that, man. I'm very hopeful for that. I think that would be sick. Is Shang-Chi on Disney Plus yet? I want to watch it again. Nope, not yet. Not yet. I don't know how many more weeks. It's got like a 45-day window, you know what I mean? So, who knows? No way they bring back Dane DeHaan. Dude, I'm not saying they will. I'm saying it was rumored. You know what I mean? So who knows? I don't know. Who knows? Only the Oracle. Only the Oracle. Hugh Jackman, I think, would come back if Kevin Feige was on the other end of the phone. I mean, I think he would love to. I don't know. Maybe that, again, they're shooting in Canada right now, bro. Like, they're adding all kinds of stuff. The movie might be so wildly ambitious and show us so many wild different things. They could put so much in there, man. It's crazy. Who knows for sure? If Multiverse of Madness is as crazy as we think it's going to be, how do they even top that outside of doing Secret Wars? Well, I think that what they'll do with Kang, potentially, and the start of a multiversal war, if that's the route they go, I think can be just as crazy and weird, right? So I think there's a lot of little teases like, okay, so the possibility of the zombies from What If playing a role in some other crazy thing like Quantum Mania, right? Because the zombies in What If come from the quantum realm. So are we going to see a scenario in which the zombies from the quantum realm play a big part in a big Marvel movie coming up? Maybe. Like, there's a lot of ways that they could sort of, I don't want to say like outdo Multiverse of Madness, but take it to another level. And okay, so what if Multiverse of Madness, there's Wanda, and Wanda's defeated, right? But then we get an evil version of Strange, or we get Strange going nuts. And then we have that dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's I heard some wild stuff. Like, do y'all remember that weird rumor back in the day that there would be a universe where a dark version of Clea was working with Hydra Captain America? I don't know, man. There's all sorts of fun ways they could go with this. That's all I'm saying. Josh, have you seen Kevin Feige's recent interview with Collider? They ask him when Young Avengers starts production. I have not seen it, actually. What did he say to that? Dane DeHaan is hairy and overrated, says Rob. I mean, you don't got to make fun of the guy for being hairy, man. Come on, man. With Marvel phasing out many of the original building characters of the MCU, do you think what they have left and who they introduce can carry the universe forward? Absolutely. Absolutely. They have to be smart about it, you know what I mean? And they have to add in a bunch of fun characters. But, dude, especially with the Fantastic Four and the X-Men coming, like, that is such a godsend for them. Spider-Man, no more home cameos. LOL. So many people, so little storyline. I'm so okay with them making it just a good movie, but let it all hang out. Most crossovers in the comics. Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, I understand the trepidation there, Mike, and maybe it is a little too much, but the trailer made it make a lot of sense to me. It still feels like it could be a very Spider-Man story. You know what I mean? Adam says Sam Raimi should be involved with the zombies. Yeah, that would probably make a lot of sense, man. He'd be good in that. He'd be good on that level. For show. For show. For show. For show. Dude, trust me, bro. Yo, Rello changed his name to Dude, trust me, bro. That's awesome. You got to watch it. He responds in the most Kevin Feige way. Well, you know what people have been saying is this dude is getting so good at avoiding questions and like judoing out of questions that he's like a straight judo expert now. Like he is the last airbender. You know what I mean? Like he is the last airbender. He's the last hype bender. You know, he can bend the hype. You know, so it was Mephisto all along. Sam Raimi plus MCU, Marvel Zombies, Army of Darkness. That would be sick, dude. Screw the story. Give me Toby. Right on. Now, this was a sweaty stream, bro. I know. This was quite sweaty. And I appreciate you guys being here. Again, we don't want to ruin this for anybody else, so a lot of the stuff we talked about, let's play it close to the chest. Let's talk about it in the spoilers research section of Nerdvengers Tower. I think Doctor Strange will probably be longer movie. Henry Cavill is Captain Britain or we riot, says Laughing Viking. Dude, I'd love it. I would love it. Confirmed. Mephisto confirmed. Do you think Venom will beat Carnage or will he seek help from Spidey at the end? I think he'll probably figure it out. I think Venom will probably handle biz. He'll probably handle business. That's what I think. And I don't really know much about the actual plot of Venom. I mean, a little bit, but like that's not what everybody's freaking out about, dude. You know what I mean? Like Venom's gonna be just a fun little slice and dice, if you will. A couple symbiotes ripping each other apart. Remember when they said symbiotes? Remember when they released the trailer and they had homie saying symbiotes and we all lost our minds? Look, kudos to that whole team because they changed that whole movie and put symbiotes in there. When we originally watched that shit, we were like, symbiotes? Fuck you, Sony! You know, that's what started a lot of rage. No, don't kill Carnage off. He's legit, man. I want a lot more Carnage for sure. For sure. Black Widow will be free on Disney Plus next month, but meh. I mean, I thought Black Widow was aight. There's some fun stuff in there, you know? Yeah. All right, everybody, we're going to get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out in this spoiler stream. You know, in some ways, guys, all this stream really was me getting on here and wanting to blabber about all this dope stuff that I've been hearing about, man. I'm a fan, you know. I that's why I do this. I love this stuff. I'm hyped up about this stuff. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. We'll keep an eye on all this stuff. More leaks, rumors, and stuff will come out, I'm sure. We'll continue to try to, you know, keep the spoiler talk in certain areas and keep the speculation and the other talk in different areas. We don't want to just full on spoil everybody. So we'll keep trying to do our best at that. And thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to get on out of here, man. Thank y'all so much. I'll be back at it tomorrow morning with another stream, 10:30 a.m. in the morning. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, man, all I want to say for the people waiting on the stinger, you guys are legit. I love doing this. I love hanging out with you guys. Hope you guys have a good night, man. We'll see you soon. Much love.